Hi everybody, welcome to Kingdom Keto with Carrie. Today I'm going to be making a side dish. We're going to make some deviled eggs, but a little bit different than the traditional method. We're going to make them with avocado included into our egg mixture, and so we're going to sprinkle it with some bacon. We're just going to do them a little bit different and garnish with some cilantro, etc. I want to show you how to make the perfect boiled eggs for whenever you're serving for your guests. Something like this type of a dish where the eggs need to look terrific. So first you're going to start with how many eggs you're going to have based on how many people you have coming over or you're serving for your dinner meal. I'm going to be using 6 eggs today. And what I've done is I brought my water on the stove to a boil. And some of you are saying, we know how to do this already. But sometimes the eggs may come out a little differently where you have a little of the white part that peels away. So this particular way that I'm showing you today is going to ensure that your deviled eggs that you're serving for guests always come out perfectly on the outside. So I'm going to use 6, like I said, and I've got the water boiling, and it just started boiling now. Once you put the eggs into the pot that's boiling, you're going to time it for exactly 10 minutes for hard-boiled eggs. If you're going to have soft eggs, it would be like about 4 minutes. If you're going to have like a medium served egg, it would be 6 minutes, and 10 minutes for a fully hard-boiled egg. All right, I just took my 6 eggs, I've placed them in the water, and I'm going to set my timer. Alexa, could you please set a timer for 10 minutes?
10 minutes, starting now.
All right, our timer's set. In the meanwhile, while the eggs are boiling, I'm going to prepare an ice bath. And the moment that the timer goes off, I'm going to dish out the 6 eggs and put them in the ice bath. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to peel them from the ice bath. I'm just going to let them sit there for, less than a minute. And I'm going to start to peel them out of the ice bath. That process right there is what allows the outside of your egg, when you're peeling it, to come out perfectly smooth for a recipe like this. And we have taken the eggs out of the ice bath. Every one of the eggs came out great. I have them right here on a little holiday platter ready to go for the meal. We're going to set them to the side for a second, and I want to show you this terrific recipe. What we're going to do is we're going to take all of the yellow of the egg. I took a fork and just literally flaked all the eggs in the bowl, the yellow part of the egg, the yolk. And then we're going to add our ingredients. We're going to put 2.5 tablespoons of guacamole. This is a guacamole that I have that I really love. It's one of my favorite ones, so I'm going to use it today. I've got about 2.5 tablespoons of that. We're going to use 2.5 tablespoons of mayonnaise. This particular mayonnaise is avocado oil based mayonnaise. It's the Chosen brand, and it's 0 carbs. The guacamole that I used is 1 carb for every 1/4 of a cup, so it's just a little bit of carbs there. So I've got that in there. Then we're going to use the juice of 1 lime. It comes out right about 2 teaspoons. So I'm going to pour that in there. We're going to add just enough salt to taste. So I have a little bit of salt. We're going to use 1 clove of garlic minced. I'm going to add that in real quick. And then as a seasoning, we're going to put 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That's going to give it that little bitty heat. And then we took 3 slices of turkey bacon. I like the turkey bacon better than a piece with more of that heavier fat on it, because I think this is a healthy fat. So, and I like the way that it crisps up. As you can see in my hand, it's very crispy. I chopped it up, and I'm going to take about 3/4 of the 3 strips chopped and minced and put it inside of the recipe But as you can see here, I'm going to save out about a fourth of that just to sprinkle across the top as part of our garnish. Now we're going to go ahead and take all these ingredients, and we're going to blend them all together really good. I'm just going to use a simple spatula for that. This recipe is virtually so low carb and so delicious, and it's just a really great new play on the traditional deviled egg recipe that's out there. And I can see inside, I'm just watching inside as I'm blending this, I can see a little bit of the graininess of the yellow yolk of the egg, so I'm just going to blend it a little bit more and make sure that mayonnaise and the guacamole, actually, you could use fresh avocado too if you'd rather. It looks pretty good to me. So what we're going to do, this is how simple this recipe is, just like deviled eggs, but we're going to take our egg shells that are ready to go, and we're just going to simply, I'm going to use a Dimitas spoon so that it's just a little small. You could also pipe it if you want to, but I'm just going to put a little bit of this inside each of these egg shells. I don't want to overfill them. I'm probably going to come back and just add a little bit more on each one. And you can see the bacon bits in there and the garlic and everything. It looks so good. As you know, eggs is one of our super healthy items to eat on keto. It's one of your best fats that you can enjoy for good health on the keto diet. All right, I feel like these are full. Like I said, I'm just going to add a little bit more on each one just to kind of give them a little bit more height where the stuffing is. And if you have a pipe bag, you could always pipe them right up. They only take a second. I think that looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some jalapeno. You could use fresh jalapeno, or you could use jalapenos that you have in a jar. And I'm just going to take one small slice and put it, or a half slice on each one. Some were larger in size, so I put some half slices as well. I'm going to put one right in the middle on each one of these. That's going to give it a little pow for sure. Okay. And then I'm going to take the rest of the remaining balance of the bacon that we have, and I'm just going to sprinkle it right on top so that it kind of sits on top of the egg. These are already looking really great. All right, and I chose some fresh cilantro just to kind of put in the middle here as a little bit of garnish. And as you can see, now that we've wrapped it up, we have a beautiful plate of these avocado and bacon deviled eggs, a real traditional recipe that's a little bit more keto, a little bit more modernized to today's times. And I think it plays very well next to many dishes that you would have served as your main entree. All right, well, everybody, enjoy these. I hope that you love them at home. Please don't forget to subscribe and like.